everybody who has their phone, you take your phone, put it in your right hand. Put your phone, put it in your right hand. Lift it up. Put it in your right hand. You got it? Put it in your right. Go to that pocket. You got it? Everybody hands free?
Gentlemen, when I think about Bowie State University, and I think about my time here, I begin to take a mental flight. My flight starts in a time when there were pyramids built by great Africans. But my journey doesn't stop there. My journey goes to a time where men came and studied our history, our lessons. People like Sophocles, Aristophanes, when they assembled around the Parthenon and formulated things that we had taught them. But my flight doesn't stop there. It goes on to the beginning of this struggling country that one day would be called the United States of America. That in order to build that country, they imported these strong men, black men, from Africa. But my flight doesn't stop there. My flight goes on to where the country had to decide when there was a vacillating president by the name of Abraham Lincoln, who in 1865 decided that those men that had been enslaved should be free. But my flight doesn't stop there. My flight goes on to the basement of the African Baptist Church at the corner of Saratoga and Calvert Streets in Baltimore, Maryland, where some men came together and decided that they wanted to start an institution to help these then freed slaves become educated. But my flight doesn't stop there. This mental flight goes on to where this then freed slave, who had no formal training, no education, upon his death, left his entire estate to assist in the establishment of this institution called Bowie State University, named by a man by the name of Nelson Wells. But my flight, it doesn't stop there. It goes on to where the school moved from Baltimore to the 1900s, 1912, to this little small horse racing country town called Bowie, where the president built this house across the street, and on this 116-acre farm decided that this would be the new home of this place called Bowie State. But my mental flight, it doesn't stop there. It goes on to where the institution grew, it grew, to a place and to a time where it decided to open up and let all who could and would want to learn and be about something to come in and get this thing called education. We fast forward to today, where each and every one of you have the opportunity to sit in a place where someone, not knowing who you are, what you would be, what you would want to be, who you would want to be, decided to invest in you when you weren't even thought of. gave their very last penny for you to have this thing that eluded them for all of their life because it was illegal at the time for them to be educated. But decided that they would give all that they could give such that you could receive what? An education. So gentlemen, my mental flight is one filled with hope. One filled with passion. One filled with commitment. One filled with appreciation. But above all of that, one filled with a growing feeling of the need to give back. Gentlemen, you're privileged to be in this place. This place called Bowie State University. A place where we have buildings named after people who had dreams, who were kings. A place that had buildings on it, and names on the building of people who decided that they wanted to discover their roots. A place where it gives you the opportunity to be the first. The first in your family to graduate college. The first in your family to make the dean's list. The first in your family to be a Rhodes Scholar. The first in your family to be a White House Fellow. The first in your family to be a Fortune 500 CEO. The first in your family to be a doctor, lawyer. The first. But none of that is possible if you don't first believe. First in yourself, and secondly in your institution. The common thread of all of us in this room, there's one thing that's common to all of us in this room about this thing we call education. And that thing is that we are all Bowie State University men. Tonight is going to be a start of a commitment, of a process that each and every one of you have a privilege to participate in. A privilege to stand on the shoulder of people who've come before us, who've sacrificed their blood, sweat, and tears for you to have the opportunity to be here. So I want each and every one of you to pay attention to what's going to be given to you. The privilege that's going to be passed on to you to carry this legacy that is Bowie State University. But more specifically, to be a Bowie State University man.
Young men of Bowie State, tonight, the men of Bowie State have gathered together to do one thing and one thing only: to ignite within you the identity of the Bowie State man. Tonight, young men of Bowie State, you will be challenged to become a man ignited. Listen carefully, as these are your instructions. You will be lined up and surrounded by current men of Bowie State. Those in front of you will be your leaders. You will march to the 4 significant sites along this journey, where you will find a Bowie State man holding a lit tiki torch. The tiki in the Polynesian culture represents a sacred and significant site. Again, there are 4 significant sites along your journey tonight. Upon arriving to your site, should you make it, your leader will instruct you on when you can stop chanting. At which point you will see the tiki bearer raise his tiki. You will then be charged to carry the 4 C's of the Bowie State Man. You will then be asked if you accept or reject the responsibility of that charge. Should you decide to accept it, that torch now becomes yours, igniting that characteristic within you. At which point your leader will then give you the instructions of what to chant and when to move. You will repeat this process along the entire path of your journey tonight, ending at the torch. Who's initiating the Bowie State Man chant? Come down here. Sit down.
I want to be a Bowie man. 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 I want to be a Bowie man.
While chanting, listen to my voice.
I want to be a Bowie man.
You will stand and face your left.
I want to be a Bowie man.
You will place your right hand on the right shoulder.
I
the brother
want
in front
to
of
be
you.
a Bowie man.
Starting at the back row, you will exit
I
in one line.
want to be a Bowie man.
You will be met out front by your Bowie Man leader.
I want to be a Bowie man.
Everybody stand.
I want to be a Bowie man.
Right hand on right shoulder.
I
Back row
want
first.
to be a Bowie man. I want 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 to
Be a Bowie man.
I want to be a Bowie man. I want to be a Bowie man. I want to be a Bowie man. I want to be a Bowie man.
Obstacles, temptations, struggles, dilemmas, all things we have to cope with. Our character is what determines how we respond to the situations and circumstances of life. Turn to your neighbor and ask him, what are you living for?
What are you living for?
Life is about giving back and helping each other out. You should seek your own purpose, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Now turn to your neighbor and ask, who are you living for? The lack of empathy and self-centeredness blinds us and forces us to display behaviors other than those of humility. However, if we're living your life for anyone besides yourself, you're not doing things right and you need to slow down to reassess your situation. Now turn to your neighbor and ask him, what describes you?
What describes you?
Our experiences, culture, preferences, environment, morals and values all determine who we are as a person. Character is defined as the traits encompassed in defining you. A man of character is one who is a good person, is someone to look up to and admire, knows the difference between right and wrong and always tries to do the right thing. Sets a good example for everyone. Makes the world a better place and lives according to the 6 pillars of character. Number 1, trustworthiness. Number 2, respect. Number 3, responsibility. Number 4, fairness. Number 5, caring. And last, good citizenship. Trustworthiness contains integrity, honesty, reliability, and loyalty. A Bowie man abides by the golden rule: treat others as you would like to be treated. And fellas, chivalry is to the essence of a Bowie man. Because like a wise man once told me, it's always a strong woman that stands behind a strong man. A Bowie man is one with a past, but is also one with a future. Now, you all have been charged with the character of the Bowie man. If you accept the charge, say, I do.
I do.
I pass this to you, my young king.
Let's go!
Keep them down. Keep them real down low where your self-esteem at, man. Man, pull your pants up. This Bowie State, man. Leave that thug stuff at home. You can remain true to where you come from, but don't let it define who you are. You at Bowie State now. You at the top. The cream of the crop. We're going to show you how we do here. Pay attention. Keep that belt. Don't you understand, man? They want to hang you with that belt, man. Put it around your waist. Pull your pants up. Prove them wrong. They think that you can't read. That's why they put your rights in a book, man. They can't face you. That's why they shoot you for no reason, Trayvon. That's why they shoot you for no reason, Mike Brown. Step up. Welcome to Bowie State. Welcome to the top. Welcome to the cream of the crop, man. This is where it starts. All that, it stops here. Show them what you can do. Bowie men, we're men of culture. To be well-rounded is to have a defense that no man can conquer. There's so much more to this world than the 339 acres that we call home right here. Go travel, man. Study abroad. Go to the enchanting, enormous, and exuberant edifice that is the Eiffel Tower. Study. Study the stupendous, splendorous works of Shakespeare. Learn. Learn to be teachable. Learn the tendency to be teachable. So that even the most terrible terrorist is petrified at the tenacity in your tactics. Leadership is not a spectator sport. Step out from the back. Step to the front, man. Be a man. Be a leader. This is where y'all run the show. Y'all the future. We running our course. I'm about to graduate. I'm a senior. This is y'all turn. Y'all want this torch? Y'all want this torch?
Yes.
Y'all are being tried. Y'all are being challenged with the task of taking this. The culture of a Bowie man. Y'all accept?
Yes.
Y'all believe? Y'all sound weak to me. Y'all believe it?
They sound
Y'all
weak.
sound weak. They want it.
They don't want it for real.
I said, do y'all accept this challenge?
Yes.
All together, man. You gotta be loud. Gotta be loud.
Man is a man of consciousness. Consciousness is the state of being awake and aware of one's surroundings. Awake, not literally, but metaphorically. Because all of us stand here awake, but a lot of us are asleep. So many of us sleep. To sleep is the natural state of rest in which the nervous system is inactive. The eyes are closed, the muscles relax, the consciousness suspended. But in this context, the term sleep is to describe how our people, our men, have become unresponsive and unmoved, inactive and insensitive to the conditions of our people. So many of us sleep. So many of our brothers and sisters have been lulled to sleep with the lullaby of middle-class exclusivity and passivity. So they value a house and a car more than their voice and their vote. So many of us sleep, rocked to bed by a perverted perspective that elevates pretentious personal plans and ambition over the plight of our people. So we have changed education into something to escape our community instead of a tool to create change in our community. So many of us are asleep. We sleep as our churches, once the backbones of our communities, become nothing more than museums and monuments of past movements. We sleep as our leaders, once princes of prophetic power, become nothing more than pacifiers for politicians and puppets for political gain. We sleep as our athletes, once role models and voices for change, ignore their responsibility to the community that they came out of. We sleep as our artists, once the vanguards of our culture and history, become nothing more than minstrels of misogyny. We sleep as our people suffer. How many people do we sleepwalk by every day? How many people did we selfishly stumble over in our sanctimonious slumber on the way to the safety and seclusion of this sanctuary we call Bowie State University? How long will we sleep? How long will we stay unresponsive? How long will we make a bed of lethargy and laziness, make pillows of self-righteousness, tuck ourselves under the duvet of nostalgia, wrapped warmly in the blanket of narcissism? How long will we sleep? Do the loud shackles and chains of the prison industrial complex not wake you? How long? Do the soul-wrenching cries of the families of Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice not haunt your dreams? How long? Do the pleas of our daughters and mothers, nieces and aunts, victims to sex trafficking, not disturb your rest? How long? Do the sounds of gunfire, not just in the wars overseas, but the ones right here and our streets, not shake you? How long? Does the bellowing baritone of Reverend Clement Pinckney not awaken your conviction and commitment to action? How?
Come on, Rich.
How long will we sleep? As we stand in the shadow of the building bearing his name, it's almost as if I can hear the same voice of Reverend King Jr. echoing through the corridors of eternity, calling us, my brothers, wake up. The voice of Malcolm X, more powerful than the limitations of space and time, yelling, wake up, my brothers. The voice of Gandhi, more powerful than a warring screaming, wake up, my brothers. The voice of Marcus Garvey, more penetrating than any sword, compelling us, wake up.
Okay, the fourth pillar is community. Community. Community is defined by a feeling of fellowship as a result of all reaching a common goal. And we here at Bowie State, the men, we must uphold a community of respectful, respectable, responsible, and intellectual young men. Y'all see this building behind me?
Yes.
That's Tubman Hall. Yeah, she was a woman, but she was about her community. What'd she do? She got free, but she came back and made sure everyone else was free, even if it cost her risking her own life. Man, y'all look so scared. Y'all good? Y'all good?
Yes!
Y'all good?
Yes!
Say it with your chest. Y'all good?
Yes!
BSU?
BSU!
What? What? BSU?
BSU!
This is greatness! Cesar Chavez said, we cannot seek achievement or success without progressing our communities and the people around us. Look to your left and look to your right. Last time some of y'all heard that, somebody probably said they ain't gonna be here. We here to make that change. We gotta be the motivation to uphold each other. Look to your brother to your left and say, together? Hold on. Look to your left and say, together?
Together!
Hey, I ain't loud enough. I said, look to your left and say, together.
Together!
We gonna make it.
We gon' make it!
Look to your right. Say, together.
Together!
We gonna make it.
We gon' make it!
I don't think they loud enough. I said, look to your right and say, together.
Together!
We gonna make it.
We gon' make it!
Brothers of Bowie State, it's time we be that support system for each other. We are no longer crabs in a barrel. Look to your brother and say, I got your back.
I got your back!
Say, I got your back.
I got your back!
You got my back.
You got my back!
I got your back.
I got your back!
It's time we be that support system for each other. If your brother need help, you help him. If he need advice, you give it to him. BSU?
BSU!
I charge y'all with, they look scared, man. I said I charge y'all with the responsibility of being responsible for each other. Look around you. Will they be here in 4 years?
Yes!
Will they be here in 4 years?
Yes!
Why? Because y'all gonna make sure they here in 4 years. Say it with me right now. I'm a man of community.
I'm a man of community!
Go ahead, Cozy.
You have been charged the last C. C of community. Do you choose to accept this pillar?
Yes!
They ain't loud enough.
Do you choose to accept this pillar?
Yes!
This the last C. Can y'all act like y'all won? Can we? Do you choose to accept this pillar?
Yes!
I'm a man of character.
I'm a man of character!
I'm a man of culture.
I'm a man of culture!
I'm a man of conscience.
I'm a man of consciousness!
I'm a man of community.
I'm a man of community!
Repeat it.
I'm a man of character! I'm a man of culture! I'm a man of consciousness! I'm a man of community! I'm a man of character! I'm a man of culture! I'm a man of consciousness! I'm a man of community! I'm a man of character! I'm a man of culture! I'm a man of consciousness! I'm a man of community! I'm a man of character! I'm a man of culture! I'm a man of consciousness! I'm a man of community! I'm a man of character! I'm a man of culture! I'm a man of consciousness! I'm a man of community! I'm a man of character! I'm a man of culture! I'm a man of consciousness! I'm a man of community! I'm a man of character! I'm a man of culture! I'm a man of consciousness! I'm a man of community! I'm a man of
Not to be defined by systems that betray you. Not to be defined by a media that hates you. Not to be defined by music, by those who have sold out their brothers for $1. Not to answer to a nigga, but to respond to the greatness attached to your name.
Yeah.
To be identified by nothing more than who God made you to be. You have been challenged in your culture, charged to pursue with passion, unrelenting, the education, the knowledge that exists beyond yourselves. To see what those before you didn't see. To experience what those before you did not experience. To stand on the shoulders of those who bore chains for you. To get out of your hoods and bring back what has been deposited in you, to get them out as well.